Welcome back to the Diaspora Channel. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are watching me from. And tonight, we have a very, very special guest. So I hope you guys are ready to share the stream. And if it's your first time here, I'm Kai Gabiam, and tonight's live is sponsored by Maison Mocha. So this week, I'm rocking right now is a handmade cornrow wigs, so you can check that on the site, and these beautiful bangles. And this shirt is coming very soon. I will be posting so many different colors, so watch out for that as well. If it's your very first time here on the Diaspora Channel, I showcase people and businesses that you can connect with here in the diaspora or on the continent. And whenever you decide to visit, relocate, or invest in the continent, you have the right people as well to connect with, and you know that you are very, very well prepared for the journey. So that's what the platform is about. And if you're a business owner, please email me at the diasporachannel@gmail.com so you can join me here live to share your products or services with us. I'm sure you all agree that we need to keep our money within our Black family globally. So that's what I do on this platform. So feel free to send me a message. If you're on Instagram, follow me, DM me, or email me, and we'll take it from there. If you are the shy type like myself, you can just do a short video of 3 minutes that would tell us, you know, who you are, what products or services you're offering, and I will be able to share that with the viewers. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue sur Diaspora Channel. J'espère que vous allez tous bien. Le live de ce soir est sponsorisé par Maison Mocha. Donc, cette perruque est sur notre site actuellement. Et on a aussi ces différents accessoires sur notre site. Donc, bientôt, ce tricot sera sur notre site aussi. Donc, checkez www.maisonmocha.co.uk. Et si vous êtes entrepreneur ou entrepreneuse, l'objectif premier de cette plateforme est de promouvoir nos business. Donc, que vous soyez ici dans la diaspora ou en Afrique, cette plateforme nous représente tous. Donc, c'est à vous de m'envoyer un mail sur thediasporachannel@gmail.com et vous serez en mesure de me joindre ici live pour partager vos services ou produits avec nous, parce que c'est très, très important qu'on mette en avant nos business. C'est à nous d'acheter les produits de nos frères et sœurs afin de les aider à ne pas mettre définitivement à être toujours en business, pour ne pas mettre les clés sous la porte. Donc, ce soir, on a une invitée vraiment, vraiment spéciale. Elle est une de nos sœurs. Elle est noire américaine, comme on le dit souvent, et elle s'appelle Latisha Robb. And she is a queen. Comme on le dit, c'est une reine en fait, parce que Latisha, pas seulement, elle est très, très jolie, mais elle a tellement plein de choses à partager avec nous ce soir. Elle est une activiste, agent immobilier, entrepreneuse et écrivaine. Donc, franchement, elle a plein de choses à partager avec nous ce soir. Donc, partagez ce live. Elle habite actuellement avec sa famille au Burkina Faso. Donc, elle va partager ses expériences avec nous et donner aussi les conseils aux frères et sœurs qui veulent un jour visiter Burkina Faso ou simplement aller là-bas, s'installer définitivement. Donc, s'il vous plaît, vos questions, il faut mettre ça dans le chat, comme ça, elle peut bien répondre aussi à toutes vos questions. Donc, guys, I'm sure you guys are waiting, very, very excited for our special guest tonight, because I'm so excited to have this amazing sister right here with us. So don't just sit here and not share the live, because you guys need to really share this live, because I'm sure so many people are going to learn from this beautiful, very smart sister that is right here with us tonight. So please, please, please don't be stingy. Just click on share, and then you share this with another person. So Latisha Robb is a mom, an entrepreneur, an author, and activist. Just to name few of her achievements, to be honest, she hosted, sponsored, and executed a wholeness bootcamp for women who were broken and needed real sister guidance. She started a real estate brokerage in Puerto Rico, 2018, and a boutique called Prieta Bella Boutique. She currently moved her family to Burkina Faso, West Africa. For those of you that are wondering, where is Burkina Faso? Is West Africa. And the people there are amazing. They call them the noble people. And indeed, I will say from experience they are, because I met few of them here in London. They are amazing people that will go extra miles to help you and to be there for you. So definitely our sister is at the right place with the right people. So she is the CEO of a nonprofit organization, the Bow Foundation, with one of the initiative focus is to help the diaspora become integrated into the African culture. So she's here tonight to share everything you guys need to know about the reason why she left the state in the first place to Puerto Rico, and then decided I have to go home to the motherland. So I'm extremely excited to have our sister here with us tonight. Hi, Latisha, girl, ça va?
Ça va bien, bonsoir ma belle.
Bonsoir ma chérie, comment tu vas?
Très bien, merci
beaucoup. Très bien. Très bien, je suis très heureuse de te voir ici, d'avoir Latisha, la belle Latisha avec nous ce soir. Donc, so for the people that come across you for the very first time, tell us, who is Latisha Robb?
Latisha Robb is a mother. If I was talking to just someone who ever met me, I would let people know first that I'm a mom. Being a mom lets you know a lot about a person. Just that, you know, they're protective, they're nurturing. But the Latisha Robb is the entity. I'm an organic phenomenon, and that's something that came up from a brand audit that I did, that was done on me when I was getting ready to start publishing books. And my publicist was very thorough, and she did some archetyping and some brand auditing, and organic phenomenon came out of that. So I like to say that, short and sweet, that's who I am.
Amazing. So Latisha, before moving to Burkina Faso, you moved to Puerto Rico. So what was the reason why, in the first place, you decided to leave the state, you know, where you used to live in the state, for Puerto Rico? And I would love to hear your experience whilst living there as well.
Okay, well, the experience and the decision started in 2017, August 21st to be exact.
Right.
August 21st was the solar eclipse that came across the United States. I happened to live in Georgia at the time, and before the eclipse time, I went and visited the Georgia Guidestones. And if anybody, you know, even knows about those, it's mysterious how they were even erected and what is on them in all the different languages, talking about humanity and world population and not being a cancer on the earth. And it's just very, you know, out there for people who, you know, like me, who like metaphysics and, you know, quantum physics, and then spirituality and, you know, other things. So after we visited the Georgia Guidestones, we went to the Botanical Gardens in South Carolina at Clemson. And that's where we were in the totality. And if you've ever experienced the total eclipse, the totality, like being complete, it's like a 360 sunset. It's a very spiritual experience. So ever since 2017, I had this, you know, fight on my life to get out of the United States. I was reading Revelations, being convicted by, certain scriptures, flee the whore. I was convicted and convinced that United States is the whore. But I did, and I always wanted to come to Africa, but I didn't know where to come in Africa first. So I was like, how do I get out of the United States without, just being out on a whim? So Puerto Rico was the next best place for me to try to go to, because I'd already visited there, loved it. And so I thought, this would be the place for me to be. And getting to Puerto Rico was also another spiritual experience, because my father was battling brain cancer. He had glioblastoma, which is like the same brain cancer that John McCain had. So it was kind of touch and go, but I was like, Dad, I'm not coming back to California, but I need you to come with me. So he came from California to Puerto Rico to live with me in his final days. And I actually journaled that and made a book out of it. So being in Puerto Rico was very spiritual, and it was very, it was a really tight family moment. It was something for my children to witness, for me, for my father, for us. I'm an only child, so for my dad. So it was just a lot for us as a family. It was a milestone in our lives. And so right after he passed, COVID hit. But at the end of his life, I was just trying to do something. So I opened a boutique. I was sitting there a lot, so I had a lot of time. So I opened up a store. A couple months after I opened the store, COVID hit. Governor shut down everything that wasn't essential. And so in essence, I got to stay in the house and mourn for 2020, basically. I was really missing my dad and trying to understand who I was at this point in life, because I'd never lived a day without having my dad prior to this time. And a lot of people were losing their lives. A lot of families were losing family members. And so, like, what else would I want to do with my life was still on my mind. And I figured that if I had any time and anything to do with myself, I would be intentional with the time, and I would go help people, and and just use my skills to be that. So Puerto Rico was great. I loved it. I actually learned how to speak Spanish very well. But I'm not Puerto Rican. So I always knew that I was going to end up in Africa somewhere. And, back in March of 2020, actually, I started the quest. I put a tweet out and I said, it's actually still pinned on my Twitter. I said, I'm thinking about moving to Africa, but I don't know where yet. Can anybody recommend some places besides South Africa? And, basically the Ghana, even the places that have a lot of expatriates in the United States. I wanted to go somewhere where there wasn't a lot of expatriates. I wanted to go somewhere where I could, it wasn't all built up and all, I'm good on that. I lived the life that anybody would want to live, traveled, private jets. I've been in all kinds of countries on my second, almost third passport, but never Africa. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's use the rest of your life to be the best of your life, to be the best of your energy going toward helping people, and and not just existing.
Amazing. I know you speak Spanish and English. So I was like, why did you decide to migrate to a francophone country? Like,
porque mi hija, mon fil, see, and I'll be speaking 3 languages at sometimes because I'm learning French also. But I have a 10-year-old daughter. She just turned 10, and I'm like, what a awesome experience to be able to travel the world, learn different languages. And I mean, I'm just setting her up for the future as well. She went to a fully Spanish speaking school, didn't know Spanish, and learned it. So she's young enough to do it. And I'm like, hey, I'm up for the challenge. And since she's my daughter, so is she. So it's more so like, not limiting myself. I want to be a global, player in this game. I want to be able to communicate globally, And I also am learning Moray, which is the native language here. So I'm trying to, submerge myself in. That's how you learn the language for real. Submerge yourself in the culture.
Absolutely.
Go to the market, ask how much things are, and listen. And it's harder for me to learn French than it is Spanish, and only because of the enunciation. The word, I can read it and understand everything. You can give me a contract and I'll read that thing because it's like Spanish, for in the roots. But actually saying the word, I'm like, wait, can you slow down?
So will you say it's hard to learn French?
I wouldn't say it's hard. I'd just say the approach should be, understanding the phonetics and then learn it conversationally, not reading it. Because if you learn it reading it, you're going to have to break what you think you're reading versus what it sounds like.
I agree, because when I was talking about encouraging people to learn French, I know some people are like, okay, yeah, I use this app, that app. I say to learn a language and have a control of that language is more about conversation. So you can't do that with an app. You learn few things here and there, but you need to have a continuous conversation with people. Like you say, you have to be in a culture and keep practicing. So yeah, it's just a little bit harder comparing to other languages, but it's not something that is not doable.
No, it's actually. I understand it very well, especially, like I said, because of Spanish. I think if I learned, it'd be easier to learn French after only knowing English than Spanish versus the other way around, because I have a Spanish accent, yo hablo español, yo habla. So I have this Spanish way of reading the words, it's like, the funniest thing, my driver, he was enunciating croissant. And I said, because I told him I wanted a croissant. Right. So, but if I say it like that, he'll understand me. But if I say croissant, he was like, what? And I say croissant. He gets it. So I'm like, you gotta really enunciate.
That is, it's definitely a good thing, because I've learned 3 languages apart from, French, English. I did learn German. So it's good. It's fun to, to be able to speak more than one language. It's not just like, oh, I can speak English, then I'm good. You can do better. Go out there, take 3-6 months, learn another language, and that will take you a long way. You are the new CEO of Book Foundation. I would love to know about that specific organization and what it's all about.
Thank you. Yes, I am the CEO of the Bow Foundation. The new CEO, the reason I became, and that's another part of me moving here. Right. And I would tell anybody that you have to have something going on or something planned or something that you're going to do prior to actually, moving everything and everybody. You could come, visit, start setting things up and things like that. But I would definitely suggest having something, planned, So basically, I didn't want to just come here and own land and build a house and live happily ever after. I wanted to figure out what it was that I could do. And if anybody knows me over all the years, I've been always, a philanthropist, an activist. I've always been helping people, fighting for the underdog, that type of thing. Like that's me. So the foundation actually has a Diaspora Program that helps us come to Burkina Faso and helps us the transition, basically helping with all the logistics, with, helping you find a place to stay, helping you find transportation, even translators. So in speaking with the founder, I understood that they were just, first of all, like you said, Burkina Faso are the most humble and loving people on the planet. There's no comparison, that even was a reason. I'm like, really, they really love you. Like, they really love you. And so just listening to his story, I understood that this was really from his heart. He was really doing all these things from his heart for so many years. And he was telling me, in order, we anticipate a lot of diaspora coming here, and we need help with, organizing and being able to really, present Burkina the way it should be to the rest of the world, and offered me a position. So with great humble and gratefulness, I was yes, I will help. Yes, I will. I will take it seriously and do my best. And so the Bow Foundation is a nonprofit organization that deals with serving the people. 7 initiatives: healthcare, education, water and environment, sports, innovation and entrepreneurship, the diaspora, and citizen diplomacy. So there's 7 initiatives that have, huge impacts here in Burkina Faso. Actually, for environment, we're going to be doing a Clean Up Burkina. We're going to start with, just environmental consciousness. Let's start picking up the trash and start finding, solutions to the garbage. Environment is important for, for the country to thrive. So in all the areas, there's something that the Bow Foundation is doing: building water wells in villages, builds a school in Kaya and has 10 students that they're boarding, and also educating 40 other students, all through the foundation. There's a sports team, a girls sports team that we sponsor, and they go around and do things, in the community and challenge other sports teams. And with the Diaspora Program, we're working on something called Good Burkina, which is like good. It's just like Goodwill. So we always donate old clothes to Goodwill and to Salvation Army, and then they probably turn around and sell them back to us, the ones that are gently used or whatever. But we want to start the Good Burkina Foundations, the initiative where we donate and logistically get everything to a port and ship it over in a container, and then we distribute it, and that your family is the beneficiaries of these donations. So that's what it's about.
That's great. It's amazing the fact that we are working together, and that's what I believe where our strength is. The diaspora and the continental brothers and sisters to find a way to trust each other and start working together. So that's a beautiful thing. And, I thank really the founder to trust you, because I believe with the whole thing, about what you achieved in the past, I think you'll be perfect for the job to connect both sides. So that's really, really good. Really, really good.
Thank you so much. I really take it seriously. I mean, when you get to a certain age, and I'm not shy about saying my age, you've been there, done that, and so you want to make the best of your days, the rest of your days, the best of your days. You want to have purpose in them, at least I do. I want to feel like I'm leaving legacy in all of the actions, inspiring somebody, changing, being a change agent. It starts with one. It really does.
Yep, absolutely. Guys, put your questions in the chat for our beautiful sister here. That's why she's here with us tonight, to answer all your questions regarding relocating to Burkina Faso, le pays des hommes intègres. And honestly, they are amazing people. My dad, he used to go to Burkina Faso on business trip at some point. He lived there almost for a year. So
right there.
Meeting people from Burkina Faso here, they don't carry that name for nothing. That's something I can say confidently,
Definitely.
So obviously, you're from the state, and I believe, let's say roughly 53 million Black people live in the States, brothers and sisters over there. So do you believe, do you think Africa is for everyone?
I believe that the 53 million, well, the space that 53 million people sit in, it's about 4 of those could fit into Africa. So I think that Africa is big enough for everyone. all types, sizes, shapes, you know, and businesses and things you like, and there's plenty for everyone here. It's big enough for each and every one of us.
That's good. So guys, start taking notes. Latisha is there. For how long have you been in Burkina Faso?
I'm going on like 8 weeks right now.
8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
Wow. Bravo, 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 ma sœur. Et pour eux, franchement, de te donner cette pause, franchement, c'est que eux aussi, ils ont vu quelque chose en toi. You know, they saw something great in you to position you, you know, appoint you as the CEO of both foundations. So for 8 weeks, if you manage to gain that trust, that's amazing. That is amazing.
I've been bringing and filling in the spaces, you know, that need to be. So I brought on some new people to also support the situation in communications and, you know, in education. We have a wonderful man from New York who is over the Diaspora Program. There's a woman from Florida who is over the healthcare program. So I've been reaching out to people and basically putting qualified people in the places so that way the initiatives have the right personnel that know how to, you know, make sure that these initiatives get executed properly.
That's so good. We have Phil. I can see Ismail here, one of our own brother from Burkina Faso. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Can she, okay, let me put a question. Can she tell us their jobs for foreigners who don't speak English there?
That's a good question. Right now, I wouldn't say that there are jobs for foreigners who don't speak English. What I would say is there are opportunities, business opportunities for people who want to create entrepreneurship here. And, you know, so learning the language would be a thing, you know, or being able to have an interpreter, but there are opportunities. The infrastructure is not in a place where you would come here to get a job. It would be, you would come here to help innovate. You would come here to help grow it, is what I would say.
Okay. Ismail want to know how happy are you in Burkina Faso?
Well, you know, I'm happy where I want to be. So I'm where I want to be. So I'm happy. Burkina Faso is not what's making me happy. Being where I want to be is what makes me what makes me happy. I think that being in West Africa in general and having the opportunity to explore. Well, Both Foundation has presence in 7 countries. So all the ones surrounding Burkina. So I am excited about being able to touch down in the other countries that are surrounding them. You know, Ivory Coast being the next one.
We shall surely see you there in Ivory Coast.
Yes. So I'm really excited about what we got going on there. We're actually putting together some investment opportunities for the Ivory Coast.
Do you mind sharing a little bit? Are you know, can you share those? Yeah.
So we have some
land. It'll be good to feel a little bit here for our brothers and sisters in the chat to know exactly what is going on there, what they can do when it comes to investment and stuff like that.
Okay, we have several agriculture investments in Burkina and in the Ivory Coast, dealing with cocoa in the Ivory Coast, and also dealing with tomatoes and rice, a cannery, you know, like a manufacturing facility for tomato paste, and also land to purchase. We also have the developers that will be able to build your properties for you. We even have partnership opportunities for, you know, maybe resorts or, you know, big type of situations like that on the coast. So I'm working to put all those things together. I've been here, like I said, 8 weeks, and everything is on my desk, and I could see through it a little bit, but I'm getting it together. But those are the things that will be coming from me, through me, through my network. Shout out to Kellen Coleman. He is a wonderful resource when it comes to the diaspora, when it comes to even helping getting the word out. But we're going to be working together on some things, dealing with these investments and these opportunities, and maybe getting everybody to come over at the same time. Who knows? You know?
Yeah, that would be great. The more, the better, and the faster we can move to the next project. And I love that. That's just all about how I feel about the things that we can do if we are truly not, united and pull our funds together. We can do so much. So I love that. I will be definitely having you back on, when there are things that you need to share with brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Definitely the platform will be yours to keep sharing. So when it comes to accommodation, let's say roughly, if you don't mind using where you live, for example, what is the cost per month? Do you have to put, down deposit for how many months? It will be great if you can share those things with us tonight.
Okay, so I'll say that the real estate market is not regulated here as it would be in other countries, or something that you'd be used to, where you'd go to the rules. The rules are what you negotiate, is what I would say. Some places would like 2 months security deposit, and then 1 to 2 months rent. Basically they want as many months as you have, but definitely 2 months security, 1 to 2 months, and of course prepaid rent. So you would, if you wanted to, you could rent a 3-bedroom 2-bath house for about $1,000 a month, or switch that to SIFA, which is like a little, let's just say 500,000 SIFA for a 3-bedroom 2-bath house. Sometimes you can get them cheaper if they're not furnished. So furniture matters in the price of the rent.
And are we talking about Ouagadougou or outside Ouagadougou? Which is the capital of Burkina Faso, guys?
We're talking Ouagadougou, so we're talking the safe area, the city. We're talking, where most things go down. It is cheaper outside of Ouagadougou. It's much cheaper. But for what I'm doing, and for where the office is, and for logistics, for me to be around the people that I'm here with, I'm in Ouagadougou.
Okay, amazing. We have some foodies in the house, so people want to know about the food in Burkina Faso. So tell them.
So I have a friend that lives in Nigeria, and she's actually working with me with the foundation. I brought her on, and so she's like telling me before I got here, girl, you're gonna have to, your taste buds gonna have to get, because this, and I'm like, okay, I was expecting that, but for the most part, they got what we like. There's rice, chicken, fish. There's no pork. I don't see pork around, even though I did see a bunch of pigs in the village one day. I was like, wow, but you don't really see pork around here. I will say that there's certain things that I'm missing, because I'm from California originally, so I love Mexican food. So I'm gonna have to call one of my friends and get the tortilla making recipe so I can make some tacos. But other than that, I'm eating good. I'm eating good.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to open the Mexican restaurants in Ouagadougou, if there is none there, because like I keep saying here, there is so much opportunities everywhere in Africa. And the beautiful thing about the Francophone countries, the competition is a bit less. So for those of you that want to invest for the first time, I will always say, go visit. Once you plan to go to Ghana, for example, Ghana, from Ghana to Togo by flight is almost less than an hour. You're going to be in Togo. I'm pretty sure from Ghana to Burkina Faso, it won't be, like ridiculous, maybe 2 hours. I don't think
It's
so.
like less than 2 hours.
You see? So you can do at least 3 countries during maybe 2 weeks holidays. So always have that in mind when you're going, especially for the first time and you are planning to relocate to Africa permanently. Don't just hear one country and say, oh, because so many people are talking about this country, let me just go there and settle down there. No, have open mind. Visit 2, 3, 4 if you can, because once you are in Togo, you want to fly to Burkina Faso. And I've noticed that the flights are also reasonable now, which is good, because before it was really expensive if you don't want to go by road.
Right.
And then you say, oh, let me just, get a flight. Before you know, you check the price is just ridiculous. Like, come on, what is this? But I checked not long ago, is quite reasonable. So,
It is. It is. I'm
guys,
planning to
don't
go to the
limit.
Ivory Coast pretty soon, and those tickets are pretty, um, like going
Decent.
to a restaurant, and having a good dinner. That's what the price of a ticket is. You know what I mean?
So that's good, guys. I hope you guys are taking notes. When it comes to buying lands, for example, some countries you have to be a citizen of that country before being able to buy land. What is the case in Burkina Faso?
You do not have to be a citizen to buy the land, but you do have
That's it.
to have, basically clearance through the government and through the chief of that land. Um,
Hmm.
so the chiefs are they run things more than the government. I mean, I wouldn't say
Wow.
more than, but just as much, meaning that you have to respect the people of the land just as
Hmm.
much
Yep.
as the paperwork. So all those things have to be together at the same time. But they are in some very progressive talks about, what diaspora or people coming into Burkina,
Hmm.
being able to invest and buying lands and things like that.
Right.
This is a dual citizenship country,
Hmm.
but the process and what it's going to take for that to be streamlined or just
Hmm.
more efficient is being ironed out right now. So they are aware of the growing population coming and making things easier for us to be able to get the citizenship. But I went to the bank today to get a
Right.
bank account. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not a citizen, but I can get a bank account based on having certain documents, which would be your passport. It would
Okay.
be a photo of yourself, like a
Oh,
passport photo, and
right.
either your employment documentation or a utility bill, something to show that you have, you're doing something here in Burkina Faso. And so that's all you need to start a bank account. So basically, I would say
Okay.
establish yourself is basically the first thing for any citizenship anywhere, is establishing
Right.
yourself, finding out what you can do to establish yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You have children, so there is a question here. Do they have, I think, good schools or something? Sorry, I just put that out. But it's about school. So since you have children yourself, can you tell us a bit about different schools out there for parents that are in the chat right now or who watch this later?
Okay, so school is basically private out here, all of it. Most of the Burkinabe who send their children to school, like for instance, Bukhari, who is the founder, CEO, he wants
Hmm.
his children to learn English, and
Okay.
so they go to the African American school. They speak nothing but English. All the teachers speak
Hmm.
English, and
Right.
and then they have a French school where they have some English classes. Because we came at this time of year, they do the
Hmm.
tuition yearly. So my daughter has private
Oh, okay.
tutors. that come over to the house.
And it's quite reasonable as well. Like it's not as
It is.
expensive to to have a tutor, them even coming in the house. That's something I've noticed here, because my parents used to always have those ones, different subject coming in the house. But here, they have to go there. You can find people online that might be able to come to you, but back home you can do that, and it's very, very cheap. So what is your experience?
Yes, it's affordable and it's effective, because even for my daughter who's never learned French, but she's learned Spanish and English,
Right.
even for her to start school when school starts and have enough, to feel good enough to communicate with students when going to the French school. I wouldn't send her to the school where they speak all English. I would send her to the school where they spoke French. You there?
Very good. We encourage her. You have an invitation from Namaganda Mo. She's inviting you to Uganda. So put that down. Write that down.
Okay. I'm gonna get there, y'all. I'm gonna get to all the countries, I promise.
Yes. Go and look around and share more experiences with brothers and sisters. They need it, because most of the time, when you don't know, you can only focus on what people are bringing out here, sharing more. So that's why I'm so happy that you are there in Burkina Faso doing your things, so you can bring more light on things, how things operate on the ground for brothers and sisters to know more about it. So you are, a fine sister. What is the dating scene like in Burkina Faso?
Well, I think that being fine is one thing, but I think I'm really intimidating. So guys, they definitely look, for sure, every one of them, but I don't think that they have, they haven't gotten bold enough to approach me yet, which is fine because I'm busy. But
for now.
But it's definitely there's a dating scene here. It's live and well. I've been to a couple of clubs, nightclubs, and
okay.
the main difference between United States, UK, Canada, because I partied all over Spain, the men are the ones on the dance floor here.
Oh, is it?
All men, girl. Okay. I mean, the whole thing. I was like, and then they dancing so hard that the floor looked like a bouncy castle. So but they were really into dancing. It wasn't weird or, it was just like, wow, men dance. It was pretty cool to see.
That's interesting. From our own queen, Jahari, how much, if it is okay to ask, for a plot of land and the cost to build a small 2-bedroom home there?
Well, I guess I could just give you guys some roundabout parameters, because again, this housing market is not regulated, and it's what you negotiate. You know what I'm saying? But I would say a good plot of land for a 2 to 3 bedroom house, no more than 4,000 or 5,000 for the land, and maybe 30,000 for building it properly.
Okay, so Latisha, are we talking about, again, Ouagadougou or outside Ouagadougou?
I'm talking, well, that's what I'm saying. It's those places like that. Ouagadougou doesn't have very many plots of land that you can just buy and build. There's more so houses that are already in existence, or houses that started to get built that need to get finished. So I'm talking about outside. I'm talking about where there's just land that people are, that you can start building up from. Buying a house that's already built, you can get those anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on $1,000, depending on what kind of amenities you want, solar, pools, things like that.
Okay. Good to know. I've heard something. I'd like to check with you if it's actually going to happen regarding the government planning at some point to be, giving some land to brothers and sisters that want to relocate to Burkina Faso. Is it true? Have you heard anything like that?
Well, what it sounds like is, no, it's not. Well, no, it's not the government, but it is. There are talks with like the chiefs and the kings. Like basically, Burkina really wants to be welcome to the diaspora. Like, I want to teach you what happened all these many years that you weren't here. I want to bridge that gap for you. So going through the process of becoming integrated and being a part of a tribe. When you become a part of a tribe, they are talking about giving a little piece of land, not a lot, but a place where you can build your house in the village.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the land wouldn't be wherever you decided. It wouldn't be, it would be based on the relationship.
Okay. Sounds good. So keep us posted on that. That's why I'm here. So I can share with brothers and sisters that might be interested in relocating to Burkina Faso.
Guess what I found out, girl? Wait. I'm sorry. Guess what I found out
go ahead.
today? So, did you know that Burkina Faso is the Cannes of Africa?
Can you expand on that? I'm sure people want to know exactly what
Cannes film.
Cannes. Of course. Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. So, I mean, if I was
into, been like that for ages, for long time.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I just found out the other day.
Yeah, again, is like I said, is what people are putting out there. People know. So that's why I always encourage brothers and sisters, wherever you are, just email me and come and share what's happening in your country, because it's only so much one person can do. You understand? They have
thank you
few brothers and sisters. They're covering different countries, but
listen,
we still need more.
If you're in the film industry and you want to, and you want to come and meet some people here on the ground, like call us, call the Bow Foundation through the Diaspora Program. We will introduce you and basically we want to integrate us with and introduce on every level. If you're in nursing, education, entertainment, what do you do? We want to help you.
I love that, because people have so many talents here and on the ground as well. So it's how we can blend the two and keep doing amazing things. It's doable, it's possible. That's why we just need to be organized, knowing who is doing what, who I can reach out to have this done in Burkina Faso or Togo or Mali or Senegal, without necessarily have to move there and stay there for a year before fixing certain things. It's all about connecting with the right people, and that's what this platform is about. So we're going to talk after the live anyway to find out more about certain things, because it's down to us to tell our own stories. No one else will do that for us. So thanks for sharing those things. Guys, if you have any question for our beautiful guest tonight, put it in quick before we end the live. So Latisha, I saw your TED Talks. That was amazing. I did. That was really, really good. So I will add that in the description, in the comment section later, for anyone here right now to check it out later. And I know you are not a so-called YouTuber, but you post things here and there just to educate and share things with, brothers and sisters. So can you tell us a little bit more about your YouTube channel and what people can expect on your channel?
Okay, so my YouTube channel, it kind of grew organically. Basically, I was here in Africa, and people were like, you should start a YouTube channel. You should start showing what's going on. And I'm like, you know what? Out of a necessity or you know, not even it was just more so like, it's your duty. You're an American, and there's people that can be inspired. You should do this. So the videos that I posted, or that are there mostly right now, are kind of live videos that I did from Instagram and then saved them and uploaded them. But I'm very spontaneous on YouTube. I do believe that once my life gets a little bit more you know, calm, and I have a little bit more time, I will be able to do some more structured videos. But it's just random me, and it's
whenever
raw
you have
and
a bit of time here and there.
Yes.
That's good. So can you share your social media handles with the viewers, please, so they can easily follow you, DM you to ask you a question? I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Great.
Where I'm mostly active is on Instagram, and my name there is unapologetic_apology. And that's actually one of the titles of one of my books. I'm also on Twitter at L__Robb. And, you know, I check that every now and again. I'm also on Clubhouse. I found some amazing groups, and there's some diaspora groups on Clubhouse that if anybody's interested in, you know, finding out about people investing in the country or in the continent, just all the different things. There's startup diaspora meetings, businesses, you know, investments, getting them funded. So many cool things on Clubhouse. So I'm Queen LJ on Clubhouse, but you guys can find me easily, like I said, on Instagram. My website is latisharobb.com. And if you're interested in the Bow Foundation or helping with any of the initiatives, my email, which only I'm probably going to say it, don't put it in there. It's LRR@bowfoundation.org. If you're serious about, you know, nonprofit work, if you're serious about helping with the initiatives, go to the website and check the initiatives out. We even have a donation button there. We don't have like PayPal and all that type of stuff, but you can put a credit card in to donate if you are interested in helping what the Bow Foundation is doing. And we're working to grow that and put some other options and ways for people to donate. But yeah, those are the ways you guys can contact me. I'm pretty responsive. If the you know, the comment or the question is respectable.
Only serious people.
That's right.
That's right. We don't deal with craps here. So only serious people.
Yes.
Okay, Kwame say he's interested. So the link of Latisha Channel is in the chat. I'll quickly get her Instagram page as well and put that in the chat so you guys can follow her and DM her and find out more about what you need to know concerning Burkina Faso.
Yes, West Africa shortly, because we're definitely going to be, you know, like I said, we're in 7 countries, and so I'm basically starting.
Can you name those countries quick, please?
Okay, Burkina, Ivory Coast, Chad, Niger,
all right,
Mali.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have me do my geography thing here, but no, I'm really we're headquartered and based here in Burkina, and once we get things, you know, settled and popping, we're gonna make sure we have the same presence and doing it all over those countries.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. So, who should a follow African contact for? Oh God, Brad Price inquiries. I don't know if Latisha can answer that question, but
well, I'll give the hedge fund answer.
So, and help the brothers, please help the brothers in the chat. What is out there for the brothers? We can't just, you know, I forget, I wanted to ask you, what is there for our brothers, our kings right here in the chat with us when it comes to dating scene, you know, you are there.
This is what I'll say. This is what I'll say to make it fair, because I've thought about this. Like, because I feel some type of way when people send me just random messages online. You know what I'm saying? But like I told you, in person, people are intimidated. They might look, but they ain't gonna say nothing. So the man who approaches me in person, that's not afraid of me, he might have an opportunity to have a conversation.
Okay, I hope that answered the question for and Cash. So this one I think is for our kings here. What is the Burkina sisters like? What are they like?
They're beautiful. They're so I interviewed a Burkina Faso the other day, and she is very interested in Western culture. She asked me a lot of things about America, but she's very pretty and very smart. She's going to school for her master's. So I would say that there's a lot of beautiful bachelorette women here. I've been to a wedding already. I've heard about 3 other weddings that I didn't get to go to since I've been here. In these 8 weeks, folks is getting married. Okay.
So that's good. That's good to know that the brothers have their own choice. Also
Definitely.
in Burkina Faso.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's so good. My beautiful sister, what do you want to leave with our viewers tonight before we end the stream? I put already your Instagram page, YouTube channel, guys. You know how we do it here. Go and check the channel out. I'm sure you're going to learn things about Burkina Faso, another country. So you just need to subscribe to know what is happening in Burkina Faso. So African wedding are big. Okay. Let me see if there is any comments for you before we round up the live tonight.
I will say this. I will say that love is action. So I would challenge our viewers and everybody paying attention to do more acting, like with what you're really saying. We give love to our friends and family with messages and stuff like that, but action, like small things that don't even cost money, is where the real love is. And so I just want to leave everybody with that. Love is action.
Love it. Our Queen Jahari here asked a question earlier regarding 30 to 90 days. The state, do you have to leave Burkina Faso and go back to another country while you are not a citizen? Okay, like I think Tanzania.
So I have a 5-year visa, and but in 6 months I have to cross the border. I don't have to go back to my home country, but I do have to cross the border and then come back in. So they're also working on some green card type of situations to where until citizenship comes, you don't have to do that. So there's just a lot of things being discussed right now.
Amazing. I know the internet is just like water and air for us nowadays. So how is the internet and Wi-Fi there looks like?
Well, Fridays are pretty awesome. So because you get double the gigs on Friday for what you pay for. So if you were to add gigs on a Tuesday, you're just gonna get what you get, but you get double Friday. So I got enough. I have enough for our call today. But yes, it is pretty expensive here. I've heard that it's a little more affordable in other countries, and I'm trying to figure out that disconnect on why they're not having similar services. But yeah, it's a hot commodity out here. Wi-Fi.
Once there are more competitions on the market, they're always going to bring their prices down. If it's only 2 provider out there, they tend to do that. Same in my country as well. So yeah, our sister keep it very, very straightforward, sweet and nice, very classy, That's just why I like you a lot.
Thank you. I like you a lot too. I like your shirt too, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Great
Soon it will be in store, guys. This
this is actually from my store, from my boutique.
Right. Oh, okay. Do you want to share a little bit about your boutique before we end the stream? Because this platform, number one, aim is to promote our businesses. So wherever you are, email me and you'll be able to join me and share. So you are here now, so go ahead and share with us more about
we're gonna have another call or another interview when my store is open, because currently my store is in boxes coming, from Puerto Rico. It got delayed, and so I'm supposed to be picking it up here in the next week or so. All of the inventory, so I have to move into a new place and all that. So we'll talk about that, because even the online stuff is stopped because my inventory is in transit. So, but we'll talk about that soon.
Okay, amazing. Thanks so much, Latisha, for your time and for sharing everything that is going on in Burkina Faso with us. I really appreciate you joining us tonight. Thanks so much. And thanks everyone in the chat for our brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso. Salut, j'espère que vous allez bien au Burkina. Donc, si vous avez les business, cette plateforme, c'est pour promouvoir nos business. Donc, il faut m'envoyer seulement un mail et vous serez en mesure de me joindre ici, live, pour partager ce que vous faites. Et si vous faites les choses vraiment formidables pour aider nos frères et sœurs au Burkina, comme ce que notre très jolie sœur est en train de faire avec Beau Foundation, je veux savoir plus et je veux que la diaspora doit être en mesure de savoir exactement ce qui se passe au Burkina, parce que le Burkina fait partie d'un de mes pays préférés. Donc, franchement, il faut m'envoyer un mail et vous serez en mesure de partager toutes ces bonnes choses avec nous. Donc, si c'est votre première fois, s'il vous plaît, n'oubliez pas de vous abonner et activer la cloche afin de ne pas rater mes lives ou mes vidéos. Donc, demain, on aura un autre live ici. On appelle ça la discussion familiale, où on parle des choses qui nous affectent ici dans la diaspora pour préparer nos frères et sœurs qui sont en Afrique pour qu'ils savent réellement ce qui se passe ici dans la diaspora. Donc, il faut nous joindre ici pour partager aussi vos propres expériences si vous êtes ici dans la diaspora ou vous avez vécu ici et puis vous êtes au Burkina maintenant. Donc, franchement, merci mes frères et sœurs burkinabés pour ce que vous êtes en train de faire avec notre jolie sœur, très jolie sœur Latisha. Donc, grand merci à vous. Ensemble, on va aller très loin. Donc, à demain. So, guys, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I appreciate all of you guys. So, if you have any question for our sister, you know what to do. I'm going to put both her Instagram page and then the YouTube link in the comment section. And in the description box, there is already 2 of her sites there, for one for Beau Foundation, for anyone that wants to know more about that initiative and also support them, check that out. Or if you want to know more about, she wrote books, you know, she's just, yeah, she's on it. So she'll tell, you're going to find out more about her books, and I'll definitely have her back on for us to share more about the Women Book Camp and what she's planning to do now with our sisters in Burkina Faso and the rest of African countries. Since, you know, Beau Foundation is already in 8 countries, I'm very excited. So, guys, 7. So let's keep our eyes on Beau Foundation and see what we can do to help them. So thanks everyone for joining. And if you like this amazing, you know, you can see it. This is for my sisters, so I'm sure you can see it. This beautiful handmade cornrow wig I'm rocking right now is in store. And you can see the bangles as well in store. So visit www.maisonmocha.co.uk, and I will see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time. Good night.
Thank you guys for joining.
You're
I'll
so
be back.
welcome, girl.
I'm coming back.